Welcome our dear students with your Mr. Tamer Ferdou. Today I am going to make a revision about math application for the secondary stage. Let's begin. Exercise number 1. In the opposite figure AB, CD, AF, regular hexagon, then the resultant of these forces should be in the direction AD, DA, AC, EA. Here we have regular hexagon and four forces act in its sides. 4F and 4F are two equal forces act at AB and AF. The angle between them is 120 degrees. So their resultant is 4F. The two forces 4F and 4F, including the angle between them 120. So their resultant is 4F acts in the direction of AD because AD bisects the angle between the two forces. So we can replace the two forces 4F and 4F by one force equals 4F in the direction of AD. Also, the two forces 5F and 5F, including angle between them 120, and DA bisects angle D. So the resultant of the two forces 4F and 4F is 5F acts in the direction of DA. Now we have two forces have the same line of action acting in two opposite directions, so their resultant equals 5F, the greatest force, minus 4F. We get F acts in the direction of the greatest force, which is 5F. So the resultant of the set of the forces act in the direction of DA. The next, the opposite figure represent net of Coulomb. The central angle of its circular sector is theta, where theta greater than 180 and less than 360. Then L less than 2R, L equals R, L equals 2R, L greater than 2R. We know that. We know that. F 2R over L less than 1, theta is less than 180. The number 1. Number 2, F 2R equals L, then theta equals 180 degree. Number 3, F 2R greater than L, then theta will be greater than 180 reflex angle. In our exercise, theta is greater than 180. That means theta is reflex angle. So 2r must be greater than L, or L less than 2r. So the correct answer is L less than 2r. Another exercise. Which of the following system of forces cannot be equilibrium? System اللي cannot be equilibrium of the following. طبعا ده السيستم اللي not valid to be sides of triangle. First system 10 و 10 and 5 ده valid to be sides of triangle because 5 plus 10 equals 15 greater than the third force of the third side, which is 10. So it's valid to be sides of triangle, so the system may be or can be equilibrium. Second, 4, 6 and 8 also 4 plus 6 is 10 greater than 8, so it's valid to be sides of triangle, so the system can be equilibrium. The third system 11 and 7 and 8, 7 plus 8 greater than 11, so it's valid to be sides of triangle, so the system can be equilibrium. The last one, 8 plus 4 equals 12 less than 14, so it's not valid to be triangle, so the system cannot be equilibrium, so the correct answer is B. The next exercise, in the opposite figure, if B, point B is 2 and 0, point C is 8 and 0, then the equation of the circle is, equation is circle M. To know the equation of the circle M, we have to know its center M and its radius length. Here circle M touch y-axis, so its radius length equals an x coordinate of its center, so we have to know its center. The x coordinate للcenter, x coordinate of M, center M, the x coordinate of the center M is the same of the x coordinate of the point D. X coordinate of the point D equals 2 plus 8 over 2, this equals 5, because D is the midpoint of PC. Y coordinate of M equals MD or equals AB. We can find MD, also we can find AB. AB square equals OP times OC, because AB is tangent segment, tangent of the circle M from point outside it, so AB square equals OP times OC. This equals 2 times 8 equals 16, so AP equals 4 units. So the center of the circle M equals 5 and 4, and its radius length its radius length r equals 5, x coordinate of the center, because the circle touch y-axis. Now we can find the equation of the circle, which is x minus 5 power 2 plus y minus 4 power 2 equals 5 power 2 equals 25. So the correct answer is A. Another exercise, in the opposite figure we have regular quadrilateral pyramid. Its height is h. Then the relation between x and y and h is okay. Here y represent height of the lateral face, y height lateral face, so y represent slant height of the pyramid. السلانت height للبيراميد. x represent the side length of its base. We know that the height of the regular pyramid and its slant height and half the side of its base form right angle triangle. Form sides or are the sides of right angle triangle. So the slant height here equals y, half sides in our exercise equals x over 2. So the relation between h and x and y is x over 2 power 2 plus h power 2 equals y power 2 from the Pythagoras theorem. Another exercise, if A, P and C are 3 points, identify plane. Then AB equals PC equals CA, AB plus BC equals AC, AB plus BC greater than AC, AB plus PC less than AC. We know that if A, B and C are 3 points, identify plane. So A, B and C are vertices of triangle, or 3 points not collinear. So A and B and C are vertices of triangle. From the inequality of triangle, we know that AB plus BC is greater than AC, so the correct answer is C. Another exercise, the total surface area of a right circular cone which its drawer length equals the diameter length of its base is. Here in the given, the length of the drawer, which is L, equals 2r. So total surface area of the cone equals pi r, times r plus L. So total surface area equals pi r times r plus 2r. This equals pi r times 3r. In the simplest form, we get 3 pi r power 2, so the correct answer is B. Another exercise, two forces F and F act at a particle and the magnitude of the resultant is F. Resultant equals the two forces. So the measure of the angle included between them is, we know that, 120 degrees. Okay, we can prove that two forces are equal, so their resultant R equals to F cosine alpha over 2. Resultant equals F. One of the two forces F cosine alpha over 2, divide the both sides by F, we get 2 cosine alpha over 2 is equal to 1. So cosine alpha over 2 equals 1 over 2. So alpha over 2 equals cosine power negative 1/2. So alpha over 2 equals 60. So alpha equals 120 degrees. Okay. The next, in the opposite figure, write circular cone in which measure angle AMB. AMB is 30 degree. The radius length of the base 5 centimeter. Its total area equals. The total area of the cone equals pi r, well r are given, is given, times r plus L. So we have to find L. We know that if AB equals 5 centimeter, measure angle AMB 30 degrees, so AB equals 10 centimeter. AM equals 10 centimeter. AM represent the drawer of the cone, so the total area of the cone equals pi times 5 times 5 plus 10. We get 75 pi. So the correct answer is B. The next, in the opposite figure, the resultant of the forces 10 root 2 and 10 root 2 and 20 Newton acts in the direction of eastern and north, the north, western and north, western and south. Okay. Let's find the resultant of the two forces 10 root 2 and 10 root 2 first. Two equal forces, the angle between them is 90, so the resultant equals 2 times F cosine alpha over 2 equals 2 times 10 root 2 times cosine 90 over 2. This equals 20 Newton. So The resultant of the two forces 10 root 2 and 10 root 2 is 20 Newton acts in the direction north the east northeast because two forces are equal in magnitude, so the resultant bisects the angle between them. Now we can replace the two forces 10 root 2 and 10 root 2 by only one force, which is 20 acts in the direction northeast. So the angle between 20 and the north is 45. Also between 20 and the north في opposite side is 45. Now we have two equal forces. The angle between them 90 degree, so their resultant will be 2 times 20 times cosine 90 over 2. This equals 20 root 2 in the direction of the north because 20 root 2 bisects the angle between the two forces, so the resultant act in the direction of the north. So the correct answer is the north. The next, in the opposite figure, a weight of magnitude W. Weight of magnitude W. Newton is suspended in one end of a string, and the other end of the string fixed in a point on vertical wall. The weight is pulled by horizontal force of magnitude F Newton till the string makes an angle of measure theta with the vertical. Which of the following statement is not correct in equilibrium state? We know that in the equilibrium state, the resultant force equals 0. So W plus F plus T equals 0 is correct statement. Also, the resultant of F and T equals W. Resultant of F and W equals T. Resultant of T and W equals F. So, resultant of F and W is square root W power 2 plus F power 2 because the two forces are perpendicular. This equals T. So, T square equals W power 2 plus F power 2. Move the square root to the opposite side, we get T square equals W square plus F square. So this statement is true. In the equilibrium state, we know that T over sine 90 equals F over sine 180 minus theta equals W over 90 plus theta. Sine 90 plus theta. Laminar from laminar. So T equals F over, we know that sine 180 minus theta equals sine theta. This equals W over sine theta is sine 90 plus theta equals cosine theta. So F equals, from that we get F equals W times sine theta over cosine theta. This equals W tan theta. So this statement is correct. In the case of equilibrium, we know that three forces valid to be the magnitude of the three forces valid to be sides of triangle. So the sum of any two forces F plus W must be greater than the magnitude of the third force. So this statement is incorrect, not correct. The next, in the opposite figure, the central angle of the sector, which if it's folded becomes this cone, is acute, obtuse, straight, reflex. We know that if 2r over L, number 1 less than 1, theta will be less than 180. If 2r equals L, theta will be straight angle equals 180. If 2r over L greater than greater than 1, they win. 2r greater than L, theta will be greater than 180, reflex angle. In our exercise, R is 12, so 2 times 12 over L, tower length is 13. This equals 24 over 13 greater than 1, so theta is reflex angle. The next, in the opposite figure, circle M touches x-axis at A. The equation of the circle M is, to know the equation of the circle M, we have to find its center M. X coordinate of M is the same of A. OA equals 2, OA power 2 equals 2 times 8 tangent segment to the circle. So OA equals 4 units. Since MD is perpendicular to BC, then MD bisects BC. So BD 3 units, also DC is 3 units, and OB 2 units, so AM equals 2 plus 3 equals 5 units. This the y coordinate of m. So m equals 4 and 5. Since m touch x-axis, so its radius length equals the y coordinate of the center. So r equals 5 units. So the equation of the circle is x minus 4 power 2 plus y minus 5 power 2 equals 25. The equation x minus 4 power 2 plus y minus 5 power 2 equals 5 power 2. This equals b. Another exercise. In the opposite figure, AB, CD, EF is a regular hexagon. Forces of magnitude 15, 5 root 3, 5 root 3, and 15 act along AB, CA, EA, and AF. Then the magnitude of the resultant R equals what newton? Okay, let's start with the two forces 5 root 3 and 5 root 3. Two equal forces in magnitude, so their resultant will be equals 2 times 5 root 3 times cosine the angle between them, which equals 60, regular hexagon, 30, 60, 30, cosine 60 over 2. This equals 2 times 5 root 3 times cosine 30 root 3 over 2. We get 15 newton. And the resultant of the two forces bisect the angle between them. So the resultant acts in AD because AD bisects the angle between the two forces. So the two forces 5 root 3 and 5 root 3 can be replaced by 15 newtons in the direction of AD. Also, the two forces 15 and 15 are equals in magnitude. The angle between them 120, angle between them 120, so their resultant equals 15, act in the direction of AD also. So the two forces 15 and 15 can be also replaced by 15 newton act in the direction of AD. Now we have two forces act in AD, have the same line of action, which is AD, in the same direction 15 and 15, so the resultant 15 plus 15 equals 30 newton. Sorry. Again, the resultant of the two forces 5 root 3 and 5 root 3 is 15 in the direction of AD. But the resultant of the two forces 15 and 15 also equals 15 in the direction of DA. In the direction of DA. equals 15 in the direction of DE. So the resultant of the two forces equals 15 minus 15 equals 0. The next, the ratio between length of the edge of triangle pyramid of regular faces to its height equals 1. We know that the relation between the edge length to edge length square equals 3 height square. To L power 2 equals 3h power 2. So the ratio between the length of the edge to the height L power 2 over h power 2 equals 3 over 2. So L over h equals root 3 over root 2. In the simplest form equals root 6 over 2. So the correct answer is root 6 over 2. The next, which of the following nets doesn't make regular quadrilateral pyramid when it's folded? Figure A make regular quadrilateral pyramid because this triangle can be moved to be here. Also, this can be moved to be here. Figure B doesn't make a regular quadrilateral pyramid because this triangle can't be moved to be here. Figure C, we can move this triangle to be here to form quadrilateral pyramid. Also this and this. So the figure is P, doesn't make regular quadrilateral pyramid. Which of the following statement is not true? Any two different parallel straight line identify plane. This statement is correct because any two different lines parallel determine plane. Any two intersecting different straight lines have a common point. This also true because any two different straight lines have a common point. The two skew lines are not contained in one plane, right? Any three non-collinear points, there is at least one plane pass through them. Wrong. This statement is wrong because at least we know that any three non-collinear point determine only one plane. Any three non-collinear point, there is only one plane pass through them. So the answer is D. Okay, our questions are finished. Thank you.